Imagine this. You're in your 20s, full of energy, ready to take on the world, but there's one thing holding you back. Your finances are a mess. You've got bills piling up, debt that won't quit, and a nagging feeling that you're just not where you should be. Sound familiar? We've all been there at some point, and let's face it, it's frustrating. The worst part is knowing that you could have made better decisions earlier on, but it's hard to know what you don't know, right? Now, let me ask you this. What if I told you that you could start changing things today, right now? You don't have to wait until your 40s or 50s to get things on track. The truth is, financial freedom isn't a pipe dream. It's a series of small, smart decisions that stack up over time. And I'm about to share with you the key financial advice I wish I'd known when I was just starting out. These tips aren't some get-rich-quick scheme. They're real strategies that can make a difference, no matter where you are in your financial journey. If you're tired of feeling like you're always one step behind, it's time to take control. What I'm going to show you is not just about making money, it's about shifting your mindset. It's about setting up habits today that will pay off for the rest of your life. You don't need to be a financial expert to start building wealth. In fact, a lot of what I'll share is simple, actionable advice that you can apply right away. Ready to change your financial future? Let's get started. By the end of this, you'll discover how to stop making the same mistakes, how to prioritize your money, and how small changes today can set you up for success in the long run. Stick around, I promise, your future self will thank you. Start building an emergency fund immediately. The first step to securing your financial future is setting up an emergency fund. Life can throw all sorts of curveballs at you, and without a financial cushion, those unexpected expenses can quickly turn into a crisis. Start small. $50 a month can make a huge difference over time. The key is consistency, even if it's just a little. It's about creating a habit that builds up over time, offering you peace of mind when life gets tough. Imagine being in the middle of a job loss or a medical emergency and not having to worry about how you'll pay for rent or bills. An emergency fund acts as your safety net, preventing you from dipping into debt or relying on credit cards. It's about ensuring you're not living paycheck to paycheck. Take that first step today and set aside just a portion of your income each month, no matter how small. Over time, this will grow into something solid. Start thinking of your emergency fund as a must-have habit, not a luxury. You wouldn't skip paying for your health insurance, so don't skip building your financial safety net. Remember, the goal isn't to make it big overnight. It's about building steady progress that adds up. Even if you start with $20 this month, that's better than nothing. Eventually, you'll see how the habit will snowball, and that feeling of security will be priceless. By now, you're probably realizing that protecting your finances is all about creating good habits. And when you start saving, you're not just securing yourself from financial distress, you're building a foundation for future wealth. And when you're ready to start investing in your future, you'll see how important it is to make the right moves from the get-go. Let's talk about how low-cost index funds can make that even easier. One of the smartest moves you can make with your money is investing in low-cost index funds. If you're new to the investment game, don't worry, it doesn't have to be overwhelming. You don't need a ton of money to start, and you definitely don't need to be an expert. The beauty of index funds is that they allow you to invest in a broad market without having to pick individual stocks. It's like buying a tiny piece of every company in a certain index. The power of index funds lies in something called compound interest. If you start small, even $50 a month, that money will grow exponentially over time. Let's break it down. Imagine you start investing $50 monthly into an index fund with an average return of 7% per year. Over 20 years, you'll have over $28,000. Doesn't sound like much, right? But it's the beauty of compound growth. Your money will keep earning money, and it builds up faster than you think. The earlier you start, the better. It's all about giving your money time to work for you. So, even if you only have a small amount to invest right now, don't wait for the perfect time. The time to start is now. Keep it simple, find an index fund with low fees, and set up an automatic transfer from your checking account every month. Over time, that small step will pay off in a big way. Now, once you've got your emergency fund in place, it's time to make your money work for you. But here's the thing, investing isn't just about putting money into funds. It's about making sure your spending doesn't get out of control as your income rises. Let's dive into how you can avoid lifestyle inflation and keep your financial goals intact. As your income starts to grow, it can be easy to fall into the trap of lifestyle inflation. You get a raise at work, and before you know it, you're upgrading your car, moving into a bigger house, or spending more on things you don't need. It's like a cycle where the more money you make, the more you spend. But if you can learn to live below your means, you'll be in control of your finances rather than letting them control you. Here's a simple but powerful strategy. Keep your expenses the same even after you get that raise. Yes, I said it. Don't automatically upgrade your life just because your paycheck got bigger. Instead, use that extra income to invest in your future. Put it into your emergency fund or add it to your index fund investments. That money won't go very far in the form of new shoes or gadgets, but it will make a huge difference in your long-term financial health. Take a look at your current habits. Are you spending more than you should? Perhaps that daily latte or eating out several times a week is eating into your savings. Be honest with yourself about your spending habits. Start cutting back on the little things that add up. For instance, try making coffee at home and bringing lunch to work. It's a small shift, but it'll create room for investing in the things that matter, like your future. The idea here isn't to deprive yourself, but to be mindful. It's about making deliberate choices that align with your long-term goals, rather than being driven by temporary desires. If you can master this, you'll be in a position to grow your wealth steadily. And as we move forward, you'll see how tracking your expenses can make a huge impact on staying on course. Tracking every dollar you spend might sound tedious, but it's one of the best habits you can develop to gain control over your finances. You don't need to become obsessed with every cent, but developing a habit of monitoring your spending is a game changer. The truth is, most of us don't realize how much we're spending on small things, subscriptions, convenience purchases, or those impulse buys that add up over time. Start by tracking your expenses weekly. It doesn't have to be complicated. Apps like Mint or NAB, You Need a Budget, can do most of the work for you. You just have to input your expenses and categorize them. Over time, you'll start to see where your money is going, and that's when the magic happens. Maybe you'll realize you're spending $50 a month on streaming services you don't even use. Maybe you've been buying lunch out when a homemade meal would cost a fraction of the price. These little things might seem insignificant at first, but they're the key to taking control of your money. Once you have a clear picture of where your money is going, it's time to make adjustments. Do you really need that subscription? Could you cut back on dining out and use that extra cash to build your emergency fund or invest in low-cost index funds? Every small change you make will add up over time, and you'll be shocked at how quickly you can increase your savings. The real beauty of tracking your spending is that it helps you prioritize what truly matters. It allows you to redirect your money toward long-term goals, like building wealth or achieving financial freedom. In the next section, we'll talk about building your credit score, another powerful tool to take your financial game to the next level. Your credit score is one of those things you don't realize the power of until you need it. A strong credit score can save you thousands on loans, mortgages, and insurance rates. On the flip side, a poor score can hold you back from making big financial moves. So, how do you build and maintain a solid credit score? It all starts with using credit cards wisely and staying disciplined. First off, Always pay your credit card bill in full each month. If you carry a balance, you're not only paying interest, but you're also potentially damaging your credit score. The key is to keep your utilization low, ideally under 30% of your credit limit. This shows lenders that you're responsible and can handle credit without getting overwhelmed. If you're just starting out, try using your credit card for small, recurring expenses, like your phone bill or gas, and paying it off in full. Over time, this builds your credit history and shows that you can handle debt responsibly. Another trick is to avoid applying for too many credit cards in a short amount of time. Each time you apply, it can cause a small dip in your credit score, which isn't a big deal in the short term but can add up over time. Instead, focus on building a solid history with a couple of cards that you use regularly. And remember, patience is key. Your credit score doesn't improve overnight, but with consistent, strategic use of credit, you'll see progress. As you keep building your credit, you're also setting yourself up for future financial opportunities. Think about it. Better credit means lower interest rates on car loans, mortgages, and even insurance. That's money you could be saving or investing elsewhere. So, stay disciplined, use credit wisely, and watch your financial potential grow. Coming up next, we'll talk about how to deal with the pressure of keeping up with others financially. This can be a real challenge, but it's something you can absolutely overcome. Financial peer pressure is real, and it's something that can easily derail your financial goals. Whether it's keeping up with the latest gadgets, going on expensive vacations with friends, or buying things just to fit in, the pressure to spend can be overwhelming. But here's the truth, your financial journey is yours, and it's up to you to set the course. Saying no to peer pressure is a key part of sticking to your goals and building long-term wealth. It can be tough when everyone around you seems to be splurging on the newest iPhone or planning luxury vacations, but you have to remember that just because they're doing it doesn't mean you have to. Instead of getting caught up in the moment, take a step back and assess if it aligns with your financial goals. Ask yourself, is this going to bring me closer to my financial freedom, or is it just a temporary thrill that'll leave me broke in the long run? Trust me, the momentary satisfaction isn't worth it if it's going to set you back on your path to wealth. Start saying no when the situation calls for it. Maybe you skip that $200 concert ticket or decide to stay in and cook dinner instead of going out to an expensive restaurant. This isn't about depriving yourself, it's about being intentional with your money. Each time you say no, you're actually saying yes to something more important, your financial independence. You're building a foundation that will support the lifestyle you truly want, not the one that's dictated by external pressures. When you get comfortable with saying no, you'll start to realize that your financial choices can be empowering. It's about learning to prioritize your own future over the temporary satisfaction of fitting in. And when you look back, you'll be proud of those choices. Next, let's dive into investing in your skills and not just things. This is how you truly set yourself up for success in the long run. When it comes to building wealth, many people focus on acquiring material possessions, cars, clothes, gadgets, but the real game changer is investing in skills that increase your earning potential. Think about it. The more you know and the more value you can offer, the higher your chances of making money and achieving financial freedom. Unlike things that depreciate, skills appreciate over time, providing returns that can compound indefinitely. Let's say you're currently in a job that doesn't pay much, but you're interested in leveling up. Instead of spending money on a new TV or a weekend getaway, why not invest in a course that can teach you high-demand skills? Whether it's learning to code, mastering digital marketing, or becoming proficient in financial analysis, these are the kinds of skills that can open doors to higher-paying jobs or even self-employment opportunities. By dedicating time and resources to improving yourself, you're investing in something that will pay off for years to come. Don't just focus on traditional college degrees or certifications. While those can be valuable, they're not the only options out there. Books, workshops, online courses, there are plenty of low-cost or even free resources available to help you grow your skill set. Sites like Coursera, Udemy, or even YouTube can be goldmines for learning new skills without breaking the bank. And if you're feeling overwhelmed about where to start, focus on areas where there's a clear demand, like project management, tech skills, or even personal finance. The best part? These skills don't just help you make more money, they also give you the confidence to take on new challenges. When you're able to solve problems that others can't, people will seek you out. As you continue to invest in your knowledge, you'll be able to create new opportunities for yourself. And that's when you start to see the true power of your financial future. Up next, we'll explore how investing in yourself sets you up for greater long-term wealth. Don't miss it! Remember how overwhelming it felt to look at your finances and wonder where it all went wrong? Maybe you're in that spot right now, but the good news is, you don't have to stay there. With the right mindset, a little effort, and a few simple changes, you can start building the life you've always wanted. It's all about taking control of your money, rather than letting it control you. Now, if you've started to realize that small decisions add up, and you're ready to make smarter choices with your money, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because this is just the beginning. You'll want to keep learning these strategies and insights that can completely transform your financial outlook. Don't let this opportunity slip by. And if you're really serious about transforming your financial future, click the link in the pinned comment now and check out my program, Holistic Health. Nourish your mind, balance your finances, transform your life. You'll learn how to create passive income streams, eliminate debt, and maintain mental clarity under financial pressure, practical skills that will set you up for financial success. Time to stop procrastinating and start acting. You've got the power to change your financial story, so go ahead and take that first step. Check out the material in the pinned comment and start today.